Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to start building the Tamiya XV-02 Rally Chassis Kit. And we're going to jump right in and get started. We're going to be working on steps 1 through 5. Step 1 is just charging the battery, you can ignore that. We're going to need the tub chassis. And this is the T parts tree. T is in Tom. And both of the A parts tree. And also the A parts bag. So let's get everything out. All right, I have all the parts we need to get started. So we have the tub chassis. We have A19 right here. We have the two nuts, those two right there. We're going to put some rubber cement on it. And then the top two screws are MA5s. And it looks like it's going to be this one right here. Yep. These manuals, Tamiya manuals, are printed to scale. So you can always use them to kind of figure out which screw is what. All right, let's see. So this piece is going to go on top of here like that. And then the two nuts are going to go into those two holes on the bottom. And I'm going to use just a tiny dab of rubber cement to help me hold those in place. I didn't realize it, but my rubber cement is a little bit old. The shoe glue is a little bit old and it's kind of not as runny as it could be. So I'm just going to put a dab here on the bottom. When I drop it in there, it should hold in place. And let me make sure I'm in the right direction. So that is that hole right there. So I'm in the right direction here. And I'll just drop it in using tweezers. So now flip it over, it won't fall out. Just a little kind of extra hand. So that is going to go on top of there. And then those two flathead screws will go here and here. So it'll be right. Oops. There. Let's do it this way. I'm still going to need to hold the nut on the bottom. Let's see if I can do it. Okay. I think I got that one. Let's see. I think I got it. All right, now we're going to do something similar with these two MA18s, which are these standoffs here. This is going to be part of the steering assembly. The belt crank is going to sit on top of these two posts. So we're going to need MA2. MA2 is going to be these two screws right here. And we're going to put a little thread lock on the bottom, on the screws themselves. All right, so let's see where they go. Let's see where the posts should go. Right here. Like that. All right, these two holes. That should be pretty straightforward. All right. Let me put a dab of this gel here. All right, and I like this thread lock gel a lot more than I like the liquid. It's a lot easier to work with. Every time I use the liquid thread locker, I spill a whole bunch on the table or on the carpet. On the manual, I spill it almost every time. All right, so you should be able to just hold it with your fingers, because it does, the hex index does index onto the tub chassis right there, so you should be able to just use that. You don't have to use any force at all to hold it. All right, it should look like that. And next we're going to do the 2 servo mounts. And on the bottom is going to be MA5 screws again. So it should be these 2 right here. And let's see where the holes are, because, okay, it's going to be that and that right there. And it should be that hole. So it should go right here. And the manual doesn't say so, but I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of thread lock on these screws as well, because it is screwing into aluminum, so I don't know why they would call for those, but not any thread lock on this one. This is the servo mount. There will be some amount of vibration coming back to this. You definitely don't want your servo coming loose when you're driving along. It will affect your steering. Okay. So when you're done, it should look like that. Very cool. I think, oh, we still need it for the back. Let's see. Alrighty. And then in the back, we're going to need, there's 2 different size screws here. The MA4 is a longer one. That's going into the center hole right here. And then the MA5s are going to be those 2 holes right there. So let's find those. I'm going to guess it's going to be these 3 screws right here. And we're going to need the nuts again, and they're right here. So let's do that. Just going to drop a little bit of rubber cement on the bottom. I'm going to do this screw first to hold it down. Give me that part right there. And this is the longer screw, MA4, and just let me double check this is the correct one. Yes, this is the correct screw. Okay, now let me drop the 2 nuts in there. Oh, these 2. And we're done. Okay, let's see what else is next. Just to double check, we did those. We did the servo mounts, we did the rear. We just need to find this piece right here. And T7. And put a screw through. And that should be this last screw right here. Should be that piece. Okay, so it's going to line up this way with the screw hole pointing up, and it's going to sit like this. They want this to sit straight like that, so it should be like that. All right. All right. Looks like we're done with everything on step 2 here. Let's get started working on step 3. and it's going to be the turnbuckles. So we're going to need to build, how many do we need to build? It doesn't say 2, but it does say 2 here. So we need to build 2 sets of turnbuckles, tie rods. This is going to be for the steering. So we're going to need all 4 of these. All right, this is where some of those tools that I showed you in the manual video will come in handy. So the manual here says, hold on to this part right here with these long nose pliers, and then twist these ends on. But I'm going to use my damper pliers because it's going to be a lot easier to hold it still by just doing that. So that's why this comes in handy. And instead of twisting it by hand, I'm going to use my ball and wrench. You can see that, like I said, this shape is the same as, cutout is the same shape as the ball head. And it's going to help me turn this. So let's take a look at this real quick. In case you don't know what this tie rod is going to do, is going to connect the steering mechanism to the front hubs themselves. So this is actually going to be doing the turning. In case you have a kind of misalignment where wheels aren't perfectly straight, or one is more left to than the other, or if you wanted to adjust the camber or even the toe, in this situation, you can shorten or lengthen this particular rod by turning this part right here. You turn in one direction, it lengthens; it turn in the other direction, it will shorten. So that is the point of this tie rod. I'm going to be building some more of these in coming pages for other parts of the steering and suspension. So if you look here, you'll notice that this side is righty-tighty. You turn right to tighten it, and this side is lefty-tighty. So we need to figure out which side is what. If you look carefully, you'll see that the side where it's lefty-tighty, there's a little bit of, there's no thread on the other side. So right there. So that's going to be the lefty-tighty side. So let's do that real quick. And see if I can just start this by hand. I think that's on there. Not perfectly, probably needs a few more turns. But I think it's on there now. And this side is just going to be righty-tighty. So something I didn't mention in the last video is that you may need a set of calipers because we do need a specific gap here. We need 6.5 on both sides, left and right. And let's just see where we are right now. There's no way we're close to 6.5, but let's see where we are so we know how much more. And this will straighten out after I turn it in a few more turns here. So we're not even halfway there. So let's keep going. I'm going to do a little bit more on this side. And the heads themselves need to be in a particular direction. So this side is this side. So this needs to be pointed towards me, and this side needs to be pointed down. So the cup needs to be pointed down. Let's see where we are. 7.12. We're very close. So I'm going to give this side a few more turns. 6.6, 6.71. I don't think I'm going to get it any closer than that and still maintain the cup positions. So this is going to be one right here. Set that aside. Let's go ahead and build the next one. Actually, let me just demonstrate how you would do this without those special tools. And I'm going to have a really hard time. So I honestly don't know why they asked for these long nose pliers. Probably makes it harder. Do I have anything else? I don't have any other pliers. I'm gonna have trouble doing this. I just don't have the hand strength to do this, but I'll try. In my old age, I just don't have a lot of strength in my hands. That's gonna be close enough. All right, so here we go. So we got both of these right here. Going to set them aside, and now we're done with step 3. And step 4, we're going to work on the steering links themselves. So let's see, we need T5, which is going to be that, is that the piece? No, T6 and T5. And then this is going to be T2. Let's grab those. Going to need a ball stud there. And there's different sizes. This looks like it's going to be a larger one. And then we're also going to need the smaller one on the side. And looks like those screws are the same as the previous page. So it's probably just going to be this one right here. These two right there. So let's try to find those ball studs. Ah, here. They were right here. So these are the... Let's see which one is the larger one. And the two smaller ones. These are going to be the smaller ones. I don't know if you can see it, but they're actually different colors. This one is more of a, like a gunmetal color, and these two are actually black. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, so let's put this on first. And we're going to hold T5 like this and put the ball stud here. And we're going to use this box wrench that came with the kit. Okay, should look like that. Make sure it's flush right here. Going to need 2 of these bearings. Just eyeballing it, I think it's going to be these 2 right here. Okay, so we're going to drop it in here. Oh, actually, it's not. These are not the correct ones. These are not the correct bearings. These are not the correct bearings. They are for later, but not for right now. We're going to be putting the bearings onto here, and here, and it's going to be a smaller bearing. It's going to be that right there. That's my bad. It happens. It's going to be that one and that one right there. I skipped ahead. These two are going to be for the bottom. So if you look at the profile of this, it looks exactly the same top and bottom. But the holes on this side is larger than this side. And so the bearing is going to seat in here, like that. And we also need to put the ball studs in here. Let's see. It's gonna be this one. Nope, still gonna be this one. I just need to start it by hand, so let me make sure I'm holding it correctly. Then I can go in here. Okay. So the end of this has hex head. So for these, I can use the driver. I didn't really pay attention, was there? You could use the driver. Nope. This one is flat on top. So we have the two bearings on top and the two ball studs on the side. Now we're ready to screw them on. And this side is going to go right here. Okay, so when you're done, it should look like this. Now let's do this part right there. So let me put the rod ends in, and let me just pay attention to which side is which. So both of them, you want the side with the without thread to be the same on both sides, the left and the right side. And the reason for that is when you're going to try to make adjustments, you want to make sure you know that every time you turn the wrench towards you, you're lengthening it. And then when you turn it away from you, you're shortening it for all the links on the whole car. There's probably going to be another set of 2 or 4 links. So you want to make sure they're all pointing in the same direction. They're not going to be mirrored. They're just going to be pointing in the same direction. So this one, the side without the thread is on here, just like this. And same with this one. So I'm going to snap them on like this. So now it's turned upside down. And I'm going to put them on right here. This is what I also have trouble with. I also don't have the hand strength for this part. Okay. And let's see, make sure I don't mess this up. Okay, and then this side. So it's going to be like that. And now we're going to need those 4 bearings. Okay, and finally we're ready to mount this onto the chassis. And we're going to need a little bit of rubber cement again. And we're also going to need this piece T1 right here. That right there. So let's see. I think it'll be easiest if I put these on here first. Put these on here first. And then put this on like that. So it's a triangle. If you look at the profile, you'll see the difference. These 2 holes are going to line up with those right there. Alrighty. Let me just double check. Yep, it should go like this. So I think it'll be easier if I put these two screws in first, and it's going to be MA3, and it's going to be a shorter screw. It's going to be this one right here. All right, and then the last one is going to be this long screw right here with the last nut on the bottom. So let me grab some rubber cement and drop that in there. And then turn this screw. All right, and we're done. Should have free movement, and it should look like that when you're done. Okay. All right. So I think I'm going to call the video right here, just so that the next step is going to be dedicated entirely to the differentials. So today we did steps 1 through 5. We basically took care of the front steering and the rear damper stay. And we also built these steering links right here. And we also installed the servo mounts. And I think this is the motor side. So that's, I'm not sure exactly what this is for. Batteries on this side, so this curved shape will probably accommodate the motor. We shall see. So that's it for today's video. I hope it was helpful to you. If it was, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to continue watching the rest of this series so you don't miss it. And I'll see you guys in the next one.